Clarence Greer, and today we're going to talk about probable cause. Probable cause guides police action, but what is it? Actually, I want you, this is my scenario, I want you to take one and pass it down. This is a real life scenario. Exactly what is probable cause? It's not a tangible item. You cannot go to the store and say, can I have a bottle of probable cause? Nor can you go to a restaurant and say, can I order some probable cause? But, and it's subjective. I was going to bring you a police training guideline that actually had 7 definitions of probable cause. One from the appellate courts, the state court. The department has its own definition, but if I ask 5 judges, 5 police officers, and 5 individuals in this classroom, you all will come up with a probably different definition of probable cause. But there is a standard of what probable cause is. And it's based on individual interpretation. Each person actually has what they believe to be probable cause. Probable cause is needed for arrest with a warrant and without a warrant, and it's needed for all searches with a warrant and without a warrant. But still, what is probable cause? It's rooted in the 4th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, and paraphrasing, it just says that you have to have probable cause for any searches and any arrests. But still, what is probable cause? In a nutshell, probable cause is a standard. It's a guideline that will guide police actions. And it's built upon what they call the totality of the circumstances. That means you just don't go, if you see somebody run, that doesn't mean that they're guilty of doing something. It's built on your faculties such as your senses, sense of smell, observations. And it's articulated, trustworthy information. It's not unbiased information, but it's information that would lead a prudent individual to show that they're doing criminal activity. And it's objective facts. It's not based on a hunch, guesswork, or unsupported bias beliefs. Well, now I want to give you since you have that, 2 things. One is my scenario, and the other one is, go back to this one. Even though it's based on objective facts and trustworthy information, you still have to kind of question the information that you've gathered to see that's probable cause. 2 days ago, last week, there was an article in the Washington Post about forensic evidence, which for a while was the standard. Forensic evidence, because it's based on science, forensic evidence was introduced, you automatically thought that the person was guilty. Well, forensic, any type of evidence that is human-induced or initiated by humans, you've got to question it. And this article explains that forensic evidence is laced with bias, so you have to question all evidence. And I work, for this scenario, I work in the Baltimore City Police Department in the intel section. One of our jobs is to take calls in from detectives and police officers. And a lot of times they're just arriving on the scene and they're upset, so they give you the information from their point of view. And it's up to us to try to navigate through what the situation is and just go to the basics. And on this situation, we had a young officer who called. He said that he just got a guy who parked a car and he had on Middle Eastern attire and he has him in handcuffs on the ground. What do you want me to do? And I said, well, what is your probable cause? He says, well, I know he's guilty because he's got on the Middle Eastern on the Middle Eastern gear. So I just, when all the dust had cleared, he said that the person had abruptly parked a car. He got out of the car, and he was wearing Middle Eastern attire, went into a building, quickly handed off a set of keys to someone else, and then they came onto the car. But still, there was no crime there, so he didn't have any probable cause. But just goes to show that you've got to look at the situation, look at the evidence, and use a clear, conscious mind. That's my Billy argument.
Nice work.